If you've ever seen a rugged leather shoe or boot that gets better with age, the more you wear it, the more you beat it up, the chances are that was Waxy Commander leather. And today we're going to talk all about it, talk to you about why so many shoemakers use it, and if it's actually worth your money. Hi, welcome back to the Prime Dude. This is Rob Edwards, and Waxy Commander leather is truly special. Today I'm going to talk about where it comes from, what makes it so unique, its origin story really quickly, and then how it ages. That's such an important part of discussing and sharing Waxy Commander leather, and then how it ages. How do you style it? What is appropriate for these leather boots and shoes that I have here? How do you style and wear these? Is it for everyone? Is Waxy Commander for everybody? And of course, we got to know how to take care of it, because it is known as a durable, low maintenance leather, but you can mess it up. We'll get into that and so much more in the episode today. So what is Waxy Commander leather? Now, the name is very specific because there is only really one type of leather and process that can make it called Waxy Commander. First, it is a reverse split leather, meaning it's reversed or flipped flesh side out. And then the tannery, like Charles F. Stead and others do, rough out suede is what they call that when they flip it. But Charles F. Stead picks a special way to split the leather, deciding on the thickness, and then that's when the unique tanning process starts. Now, there's something they do with Waxy Commander that their other oil and wax impregnated rough out suedes don't have. They actually shrink it. It's a shrunken leather. So that is the beginning of the unique patina and weather resistance that this leather has. And of course, you add the oils and waxes that are tanned into this rough out leather, which is technically a suede. And that's why so many people, when they say suede is not durable and it's weak and it's really sensitive, I got to know what they're talking about, because this is technically a suede, but Waxy Commander, because of how Stead tans it, becomes extremely durable and water and weather resistant. So after it's tanned with these oils and set out to dry, it actually shrinks up to 25%. So this specialty leather is somewhat of a cost loss or loser to Charles F. Stead, because they're losing volume on the leather, and they don't with their other waxy pull-up leather. So that's what makes this Waxy Commander so unique. It's tight-grained, it's shrunken, it's waxed and oiled for water resistance, and of course, that process makes this super durable. So what does all that do to the character of the leather? First, this now becomes a boot. This is from Bridlin. It's their Waxy Commander wingtip, right? Their brogue derby boot. This leather is going to get better with age. Is you get this pull-up effect, as they call it. So what does that mean? Every time it flexes and bends with wear, you're going to get creasing that creates light texture or light coloring throughout the boot. That is the pull-up effect when you hear that. And that's what it's supposed to do. So you're going to get that character over time that, in my opinion, and most people who make the investment in Waxy Commander, makes it look so much better. Where does Waxy Commander come from, and why do so many shoemakers absolutely love it? First, it's kind of a legend. When you do your research online, most of what I've read claim that Clark's, the heritage shoe and boot maker from the United Kingdom, they were founded in 1825. They've been around, and they were a lot different than what we know now. They're more high volume. They've been bought, and they're definitely not making quality shoes and boots like they used to. But in the late 80s, they say even 70s, some say 1990, somebody, and the claim might be Clark's, commissioned Charles F. Stead to come up with a durable, rugged, hard-wearing leather that's weather resistant for the British climate, harsh British climate, and Charles F. Stead certainly answered the call. So you have this gorgeous, rugged leather that apparently Clark's launched first. Now, there are some claims that Ralph Lauren did, but really, when you try to verify it, there's nothing that actually states with authority that Ralph Lauren originally commissioned Stead to come up with this leather. So we can believe it's Clark's. We know for sure that it came around the 1980s and went crazy because of all of the unique properties of this leather and how popular it was immediately after it hit the scene in the late 20th century. So why do so many heritage shoe and boot makers adopt Waxy Commander leather for their offerings? I mean, if you do just a basic Google search, Waxy Commander, you're going to find offerings in shoes, boots, and belts from many different shoemakers. You know, I've got this example here from Bridlin. They're a Indian shoe and boot maker, and this is true Waxy Commander leather. I absolutely love it. And then my other Waxy Commander offering is my Derby from Grant Stone. Now, they're made in China. And so you've got this diverse group of shoemakers. I mean, English shoemakers are like too. I mean, I know Crockett and Jones calls it rough out suede, but I have a couple pairs of shoes that are darn close. They're split a little different, a little thicker, but they've got that same nubby feel. And that's why shoemakers love it. It's scratch resistant or actually absorbing because of the low maintenance. It's so waxed and impregnated with oils that simple brushing will essentially heal those scuffs and those marks. They'll redistribute the leather. And we'll talk about it when we talk about shoe care. Of course, the water resistance, I've talked about that too. Most men today, especially American men, and this is why Alan Edmonds has a couple offerings and has over the years of Waxy Commander. It's because people want low maintenance. Guys are not as into shoe care as maybe many of us are now, especially in the United States. So this leather is something that is just ready to be beat up and can look really good with just a quick 2 or 3 minute aggressive session with a horsehair brush. And that's the fun of this leather. It develops a matte, broken in look over time. It creases perfectly and lightens at those crease points to give it character. It scuffs in a great way. And all it requires is some basic care and maintenance. This is not shell cordovan. This is not full grain calfskin leather. This is not soft suede. Waxy Commander is for somebody that wants low maintenance, is not afraid to wear this outdoors in the country, but also, as we'll talk about in a moment, dress it up for what you could call business casual. So how do we take care of Waxy Commander leather? Well, it's super simple, but we don't want to mess it up. First of all, as with any shoe care, your primary tool is your horsehair brush, and you're going to just aggressively brush Waxy Commander leather. I do it every time I wear it after each wear, and what that does is it redistributes those oils, right? Those impregnated waxes that are throughout the surface and across those scuffs, those scratches that you're going to get because you're hard wearing this. And that redistribution, along with this nubby suede feel, is going to sort of cover those imperfections, but not completely eliminate them. That's not what you want. This is, again, a low maintenance, high character patina leather. Now, once a year, maybe twice, you should, if you want to keep this rich nature and this texture look of the Waxy Commander, you don't want it to dry out too much and get too light in color. That is what Dubbin wax is for. This is from Saphir. This Dubbin wax is ideal for remoisturizing and darkening the leather. Now, if you have a light color, I've seen cinnamon and different kind of light Waxy Commander offerings from Charles F. Stead on different shoes and boots. You might not want to use too much of this or this at all because it is going to darken it a little bit. But what it does is it rehydrates, rewaxes, remoisturizes the leather as it can get too dried out over time. And you'll see with these shoes and boots around the toe, especially on the outside, the lateral part of the shoe and boot, it can get a bit lighter and more dry because of exposure. You don't have to treat the entire shoe with Dubbin wax, but what you do, I take a super light amount on my finger and I just rub it right into those areas. And then maybe once a year, I'm going to treat it all around. Once you rub it in, don't brush it, right? You actually take your shoe tree out and you let it dry just in a normal environment. No fan, no heat, let it sit. And that's going to allow, without the shoe tree, for everything to absorb in about 8 hours. And then you're ready to brush it and go again. It's perfect. It's easy. Do it once a year to kind of rehydrate, remoisturize. And that's all you're going to need to do besides brushing the shoe. Who are these shoes and boots for? I don't think Waxy Commander is for everybody. This is for your business casual at the highest point. The most you're going to wear is this with maybe your chunkier wool slacks and an odd jacket, a blazer. And again, the fabric matters. You're never going to wear this with finer, light, super 150s wool. This is for flannel wools, corduroy, chinos, and denim. That's your range for Waxy Commander. If you're somebody that only likes to baby leather, and I don't blame you. You want smooth, sleek look to leather all the time. Calfskin look. This is not the leather for you because that's a leather for suits, right? For really higher end wool suits, lighter wool suits. That's not for Waxy Commander. That does not match. That fabric mix is not good. This is also not for people that need to maintain shoe looks that are smooth and clean all the time without any scuffing. This is definitely a low maintenance leather for guys that, again, I love maintaining shoes. I have a lot of calfskin leather shoes, as many of you know, but this is for when I want a more rugged look, a low maintenance shoe, especially for business travel. I love not only Waxy Commander, but very similar offerings from CF Stead in their rough out wax suedes. Crockett and Jones kind of specializes in those, and they dress up really nicely for those business casual outfits. But on a business trip, this is one of my favorite shoes, especially when I have business casual, this Grantstone Derby, it dresses down so nicely. It looks so natural with denim and casual chinos. And that is kind of one of the misconceptions. I'm going to talk about a few of those, is that this leather cannot be dressed up at all. Now, of course, you'll see Waxy Commander on super rugged boots. I mean, much more rugged than this wingtip I have from Bridlin. Then people then will say, well, you can't dress it up. Well, yeah, in that style, right? In a high ankle, lace up, rugged cap toe boot, maybe it's tough, especially if you're not caring for it a lot and you just want to rough it out and just let it go. But that is a myth. You can dress this up. Again, I told you, not with formal suits. People also tend to say this is a kind of cheaper looking leather. That's ridiculous. People who say that don't understand that the nubby feel, that suede nub rough out feel, is actually a classy texture. It just needs to be, deployed in the right environments, but it is certainly not cheap. This is a leather for people who love leather shoes and boots. And finally, another myth is that it doesn't last, meaning last over time. And I think that's people who just don't understand what CF Stead is going for here, because the aging, like I've said, is the trait, is the quality that makes this leather get better over time. So of course it lasts because it's incredibly strong and durable, right? Reverse suede that's split, meaning cut a certain way to last a long time. And of course the tanning with the oils and waxes makes it even more durable. Again, it's shrunken, which makes it on top of the waxing even more tight and water resistant. So this is a leather forever. And of course, all of my Waxy Commander shoes and boots are Goodyear welted. I have nothing wrong against Blake stitch, Bologna stitch, other ways of making shoes that can make it more comfortable out of the box, but also, maybe make it harder it does to resole. Waxy Commander is definitely a leather that's going to last me a lifetime, whatever style I'm wearing. So I'm going to always get it in a Goodyear welted shoe or boot. Understanding leather like this changes how you look at footwear. And in the next episodes, I'm going to talk about different types of leathers, construction methods, and mistakes I see guys make when they go to level up their footwear. If this helped you, then that is what this channel is all about. So please subscribe to the channel, like the episode, turn on your alerts. I'm going to be really investing time and all of my energy and efforts into showing you how I actually wear the stuff and walk the walk. Different shoes and boots, suits, clothing, things that I've learned about how to dress and how to deploy your style strategically in the business world and, of course, after hours. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please drop your comments and questions down below. I always appreciate the feedback and very much appreciate your time. And as always, guys, stay prime.